Hey, what's going on? I'm Just Soul. Today's video, we'll be going over Fimbulwinter Stitch. This is the new Dawning Arc sidearm that comes with a extremely rare perk that no gun has anymore, which is Volt Shot. Now, I love Volt Shot, okay? And so when they start throwing Rolling Storm on every gun in the game, it starts breaking my heart. Now, there's a couple guns that have it, specifically sidearms, for some reason. Pretty much like every sidearm has had Volt Shot on it, other than Unfall, because it's terrible. With that being said, if you do enjoy the video, make sure to leave a like and comment. If you want to see more of my content, subscribe. And let's hop right in. Well, I did arenas last time, so we'll do wrong button. Still working on this whole like menu thing because my brain's small. We'll just do the quick play one. I need to get the something from it, the free one. So Fimbulwinter, I thought it was a rocket sidearm. It looks like it's just like Unfall is so bad, and it's got the Calls model, so I thought it was a rocket sidearm. And so I was like, dude, Indebted Kindness, but with enhanced perks, we're so back. We're so back. And then I was wrong. Not only that, its archetype is kind of bad. Look, okay, I'm just... There are good things about the gun. Okay, one, it's a sidearm with Volt Shot that you can use in New Gear content. It gets New Gear bonus. It does roll with collective pugilism, which I don't know exactly how good that is. It's like picking up like a ionic trace or some sort of elemental pickup. Gives you like melee energy on hit, which I think is actually pretty cool. It's like pugilism, but more endgame focus. You know, a content where you're not one-shotting the enemy. And so that's definitely what you want. I don't personally have that role. And so I'm gonna keep farming till I do. Another thing is, unlike the other sidearms, other than Unforgiven, this sidearm is probably the best out of all of them for PvP. Ignoring the whole Volt Shot thing. The archetype is actually pretty strong. It feels really good, especially like kill clip and newly buffed rangefinder. That's the role that I have and that I like using. Being able to 3-tap people is pretty cool. And what I really like about it is that as someone who is on MK, being able to see what I'm shooting with a sidearm is like rare. Most sidearms, you're just praying to God. And so the fact that I can actually, like, not only see, but see very well out of it when shooting is, like, a really nice feeling. And so, initially, I was going to use this on a Warlock. And that's just because, with the whole Collective Pugilism, I was going to do something like Collective Pugilism with, Winter's Guile and Arc Uppercuts. I was gonna make a whole thing out of it, but then my my Warlock doesn't have the damn, what am I looking for? The damn quest. It's like go talk to Devrim K, and so I can't do the winter stuff on my Warlock, and so I just won't play it until it gets fixed. It's kind of a waste, and so I'm kind of stuck on Hunter. It's not the best on Hunter. Hunter is, it really likes, I really like this, like, Conviction, Gifted Conviction build with the Ascension and Tempest Strike. I think it's pretty cool. It does kind of take away the need for the sidearm, because the abilities do all the work that the sidearm would do otherwise. And so that's kind of why I like Warlock more, because Warlock is somewhat more somewhat more, like, weapon focused, not really, but there are benefits to using a weapon, and so there are times where you actually do want to use a weapon, and so being able to make the ionic traces and get benefits from it is like very good. And it's not that the sidearm is bad. The sidearm is good. I mean, like you see, I'm performing well, but I'm also in super low end content. But realistically, that's kind of where Jolt and like Volt Shot is their best, is in low end content. I'd say oh. I'm good. I'm good. I'd say things like in-can and destabilizing. That one headstone are more of your end game ones. Ignitions and like shatter, they just scale really well in high end. Unlike Voltshot, because they've had to nerf it over and over again. To where now it's not like the best in high end. It's still good, like it still works. It's just you're better off using shatter and ignition. And then the reason I brought up destabilizing is because Void synergy is just really good, especially if you're on a like a Void Titan. It's very, very good. And Void Hunter makes it to where you don't have to run gear. You can put in like a different exotic, like Fortune's Favor. With that being said, Voltshot still is 100% the best out of the 3 offensive. I don't even want to call a Rolling Storm an offensive arc perk. It's a utility perk, and that's a hill I'll die on. I don't know. I think Jolting, I want to say has a place almost. Jolting is like it's for high-end content with a really fast firing weapon, like 900 subs or rapid fire sidearms, 720 autos, you know, things like that. Other than that, it's kind of just bad. And then yeah, Rolling Storm is not a damage perk. It's literally not. I don't care. It's not a damage perk. It's literally a utility perk, but it's whatever. It's whatever. It's fine. It's fine. I don't care. Oh, we're already at the boss? What? We've been here for like 3 minutes. Why do I have a crown? I actually don't know. I don't know. It looks cool though. Yeah, this gifted conviction build's a lot of fun. It's kind of like I don't have it. Hold on. I'm slowed. That's epic. Anyway, it's kind of like the just how Arc Hunter has always been, which is like dodge melee, but like more fun, which is what it's needed to do because Arc Hunter is boring because it's been like that since it came out. It's always been the dodge melee type vibe, and so. Which, I mean, I'm still doing that. I'm still dodging. You know, I just dodged and then I just meleeed. But, like, did I really? Did I really? Yeah. I'm trying to think of another way to compliment this gun and not just make fun of it and call it a bad... you know what? Here's how it is. At least this gun's not Unfall. Did I actually hate that gun? I hate that gun, not because it's bad, but because it's there to replace... a masterpiece. What is the name of that gun? Indebted Kindness. When Indebted Kindness came out, I thought it was so overhyped. I'm just gonna keep it a buck. I thought it was so overhyped. And that Voltshot was just carrying it. And that it actually wasn't, like, it wasn't all that, dude. And so, but, you know, like, I still use it because, I mean, it was really good. I literally thought it was all, Voltshot doing all the work. But then, like, the Cole came out, and it's like, oh, no, rocket sidearms are actually just really good. They're just, like, really, really strong. Boom, 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 ba, ba, ba. Oh, yo, he super died. And so I actually used the Call for quite a while, just like everyone else. Sunshot and the Call, dude, that was everywhere. You saw everybody using that. It was like the two like most used weapons in the day one raid for salvations. And so that's when I was like, oh yeah, no, rocket sidearms are actually just really good. Now rocket pulses, on the other hand, they're like rocket sidearms, but like a million times better. This thing's crazy. I love this gun. I'm old, okay? I'm old, and so I try to resist things until I just can't anymore. Take me back to fighting raid bosses with double primary and Wardcliff coil, okay? I don't even remember what I was talking about. Oh, rocket pulses. The new rocket pulse, the arc one, doesn't have volt shot. Like, whoa, like what are we doing here, dude? Which that, I think scales off of real pulse hit numbers. And so it's kind of bad, like, ammo-wise for jolting feedback. I like the weapons in this game. I think that's what I'm trying to say. Is I see weapons, I go, they're overhyped, and then I use them, I go, all right, this is Destiny, and guns feel incredible, and they're super fun to use until you use an ability build and you realize that they're worthless, and I'd rather just uppercut people for the rest of my life. Melee builds have just, I don't want to say ruined this game, but that's what kind of just what you use on all three classes. Other than Arc Hunter, Warlock. Warlock, I think, is that like getaway artist build with the Bleak Watcher and all that. And I mean, dude, if that's your thing, sure, bro. I think that's boring. I'd rather use Nutting Manacles. I did use Nutting Manacles. The new. All right. That's, thank God Extinction's not on. I used Nutting Manacles for the first time, like, after they got buffed. And I mean, dude, they're pretty good. They're like, obviously, I know they're good, but they were good. I quickly learned to not throw the grenade at enemies and then start swinging at them with my sword, because my little babies, my Nothing Manacle Scatternade babies, they just killed me over and over again. And so I kind of had to, I guess, learning curve. That's a skill issue, obviously. I'm not blaming the exotic for working. That's exactly what it's supposed to do. I've been using that and Winter's Guile on Prismatic Warlock with like triple lightning surge. That is a ton of fun. I actually really like using that build. That build. It's kind of like, it's like uppercut for Titan, but way more fun, in my opinion. In my objectively correct opinion. It is way more fun. And it's cool. I like Winter's Guile. I like the buff. I like the like frenzy mode it has. That's like really cool. And then Hunter, whatever. I'm still just using Celestial. I just really like Celestial. I like Solar Hunter a lot. I just wish it was a bit more. This is gonna sound really weird. I wish it was less gun focused. And that's not because I don't like using guns. It's actually, that's the whole reason I use it, is because I love using guns. It's just guns suck. they're just terrible. Because I could kill enemies. I could kill 6 enemies with my gun, or with whatever I'm using, ability or whatever. Get my 6 kills, and then throw my gunpowder gamble. I could do that, and that's what I do. I do like doing that. Or I could just Consecration Titan, and like the moment the door opens and then everything dies. And so obviously I understand that that's kind of a bad comparison because they're two completely different classes. I don't know. I don't entirely know how to fix. It's just Hunter was always supposed to be, other than Arc Hunter, Hunter was always supposed to be the gun focused class. And so this ability meta we're in just kind of hurts Hunter, and it really forces you into rather Arc Hunter or Prismatic Hunter, and then you just run Arc Hunter's build on Prismatic. But it's how the game is. It's not going to change anytime soon. I'm still going to use guns. I like using guns. I'm a big fan of them. But I also know that my playstyle is outdated. And I'm still using a nameless midnight. Okay, that's what I'm like. Mentally, I'm still there. Mentally, I'm doing day one. I'm not even holding my ADS key. All right, didn't realize I had toggle ADS on. Mentally, I'm still using Cold Heart and a tier 1. What? And a nameless midnight. Obviously, that's not where we're at anymore. And like, I do like using ability builds. They're fun for a bit, and then it's just they're so good that it kind of like takes away the thrill of challenge because of how strong they are. And so I can only use them so long until I rather need to use a different build, or I need to go back to using guns where I have to kill an enemy and then another enemy and then another enemy, you know, individually. I think that's the the biggest problem with kinetic weapons right now, is that not only do weapons suck, just in general, especially primary weapons, they're actual booty cheeks ass garbage. But at least things like solar weapons and arc, like elemental weapons, they have perks that keep them from having to kill enemies individually. You know what I mean? I do not have a melee. I do actually. It just didn't work. They are stuck. They're still stuck in this like rampage and kill clip world of year one, and so they just suck. Like there's no reason to use a kinetic primary outside of things like Kvalstov and Necrochasm. And that's because they completely removed that whole problem of I have to kill enemies individually. You know, Kvalstov just shoots a ton of enemies, and it's like really easy to generate orbs, so you can have like permanent uptime of its skill. And same with Necrochasm, where it can spread and like kind of like have a chain reaction of things, or like explosions. Is nimble? I almost called it Nimblewood. Fimbulwinter. Is it good? Yes. Is it because it has no competition? Also, yes. It's not its fault that primaries just aren't good, and that double special is just absolutely the move in pretty much all forms of content. Should you keep one? Absolutely. Keep one for if they ever get around to actually making primaries usable. Okay? With that being said, if you did enjoy the video, make sure to like and comment. If you want to see more of my content, subscribe. I'm just Soul, and I'll catch you guys in the next one.